think you guys know how this works. If you got questions, if you got comments, if you are curious about the process and you have something you want to ask me, I'm going to be rolling through. Sorry I'm a little bit late tonight. I know it's a school. Most kids are getting out for this weather. If it's a digital learning day tomorrow, let's just be glad that that's happening. Okay, Tuskegee Heirs. Let's put a link in the bio. Grab your comics. Good evening, good evening. Okay, where we left off last night was this page right here. We're getting through it. I did actually do some work. I told you I was going to do a little bit of work offline. I added some weird stuff in here, you know. I may have fixed some things. I may have tweaked some things. I had that robot in there. He's going to get shot in the chest. But I stopped, I think, right here before getting to this page. But I also added some new pages. We got some new rough pages. Okay, that we're going to be fleshing out. And I know it looks like chicken scratch. But this is pages 4 and page 5. As it pertains to the script. So that's what we'll be jumping on if I get through this page tonight. Now, I do need some reference for Genesis. This is Genesis's crossbows. She has energy crossbows. They're huge, but they have to be because they're energy. What I didn't realize, y'all, is I designed this in such a way that I couldn't remember. I didn't remember doing this because I hadn't had to draw this in so long. But her crossbow is one large crossbow that splits into two. And you see, look, this little hinge right here. Look at this hinge right here. Right there. I designed this to actually flip over, right? And become like magnetically connected, but it actually connects to form one crossbow, and therefore it has dual, laser arrow. I don't know. It's just fantastic. I'm happy I did. I'm happy. I just hadn't drawn this thing in so long. Take this as reference, and that's what's going to be back over here. And I haven't had to draw this in a while, so y'all bear with me. I designed the weapons. I just, kids haven't used the weapons in the comic up to this point. So that's where I'm like, that's going to take some time. I got to redo that. But let's go ahead and get to it. I'm going to start on getting all my reference. This is another shot of those crossbows. Which is fine. We're going to grab this. I can close that. always on my own, I'm always doing this on my own. That's my job. I do this whether people realize I'm doing it or not. But yes, tonight, Greg said he may jump on a little bit later. He's probably doing hood rat things. Who knows? I don't know. Not that there's anything wrong with it, I guess. No judgment. Hood rat things are possibly fun. I don't really know. Too busy being headed down. But yes, being an artist is a lonely life. A lonely and demanding job. Causes you to ignore people that you love. Not ignore them. Let me say that again. It causes you to kind of put them to the side because you're like, I would love to come chill, but right now I gotta do this work because nobody else is gonna do it. You know, and that sucks. Because people be like, but I want to see you, and I want to spend time. You're like, I want to spend time too. Yeah. I'm going to draw it up. We're going to finish this out. It's done. I still answer questions if you guys have questions. Please use the word balloon on Instagram. Make sure I don't miss your question. That way I can see your question because I'm going to be focusing primarily on the artist. But should you have a question, go ahead and ask me in that little word balloon, right? Bottom right. But I didn't want to miss the opportunity. I was going to work on this regardless, but I didn't want to miss the opportunity to go live. I'm trying to be consistent. I'm trying to be consistent about this, okay? That way, y'all can see the process. You'll see how much time it takes. It's not an easy thing. Comics is kind of like an endurance sport. Kind of like running a marathon. It's actually more like a triathlon plus 2 more steps. So, I don't know if there's an athlon that works for that number. Yeah. It's like as soon as you get done with 1 step, you gotta go 6 more steps. Just to get it done. I'm trying to reverse engineer this design. Weird that I've never had to draw this position. So I'm designing still kind of designing elements of it. Just because I've designed 1 shot of this crossbow. It doesn't mean that I know what all of the aspects of it looks like yet, and I probably should have, but it hasn't had to come out yet. So I'm doing it right now. She's gonna be busting shots with it, so it works out. So the lasers, I think, come from this little red spot. So then the question is, what does it look like when it's fired? And the simple answer is, I have an idea. But I'm gonna have to figure that out. Because if I give this to our colors, he's gonna be like, so what's happening with these crossbows? What does it look like? When she fired, you know? I gotta figure that out. I love this design on the inside here. I think I'm gonna keep all that. So still there's a line that goes through the middle. And then we have this right chunk. How's the music? Can y'all hear that music? I don't know if y'all can hear that. If that's too loud, you let me know. Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. And how was this Thursday evening? Did y'all in Atlanta enjoy the snow today? Did y'all get hit with a lot of snow? I think we only got flurries on my side of town. If you're in Atlanta, I don't know if I qualify for being in Atlanta. It's no a good volume in Atlanta. Like snow, like enough to like create a snowball on top of a car, or what do you mean? We just got flurries. We didn't get like, covered in it. But I want to make sure. Did they warn us that this was happening, or did they just leave that out of the forecast? 'Cause I don't remember anybody saying, "Get ready for some snow." Yeah, I had 2 flakes. Yeah. I'm just saying, I don't know what our weather, I think our weather people gave up. Unless I just everybody say it's snowing today. Okay, good. Thank you for the audio check. I gotta watch that show, Juice. I wanna check out the podcast y'all did. I wanna see. Did you get a chance to get your perspective in? Don't answer that because I wanna watch the show. Thank you. Very informative. So there's no details on the outside of this. Oh. I'm gonna have to put something here to make it look less. Alright, then. Now here's the trick. Ooh, that's dope. What if I made it like an X-wing? If she has them too close to each other, they fold. Oh, that's so cool. Forgive me if I get excited by my own design. Sometimes I get excited by my own design. Let me see. It's the joy of design and stuff. Hopefully the question was asked, how come Marvel didn't do it right and do like the whole 10 shows, 10 episodes or 12 episodes of that? And be putting all this money in this other crap. That's wrong. That's not fair. They don't know anything. They have sucky writers or whatever. I don't know. Oh, that's cool. All right. So if this is an electric or a energy, that's what we're gonna go with. Then there's no need for a string to the back, traditional crossbow, right? So what you want to do is you gotta figure out is the actual energy connected to the laser. Right? Oh, that's so funky. So if it's not flat like this going across, yes, y'all gonna get my perspective. I guess there's only one way to get my perspective at this point, since you guys already touched on it. It could be the therapy couch thingamabob. I don't know if you if you remember, it's such a great idea. That's a great idea. That's a good reason to do it right there. Well, we already talked about it, but maybe we can get the perspective from this other kind of show that talks about it from a different perspective. Honestly, this would be the perfect way to do it. I'm gonna be honest. Is it hijacking or is it a sister channel? We talked about that. It's pretty much just, from a different perspective. And it builds onto it. It is building onto what's already there. I don't think that's hijacking. Hijacking, the show would have to be going on, and then I would have to come in mid-show and be like, that's enough of what y'all talking about. Ain't nobody talking about what you talking about. And then, taking the mics away from people. That would be hijacking. I'm pretty sure that would be hijacking. All right, that looks cool to me. I can take away the reference here. I see that? I see that? I see those? I can see those. I just don't want to spend all night doing those. I could literally draw everything else in these, all the people, before I finish these dang crossbows. So, with those fleshed out, I'm not going to draw them right now. We're going to move on to the robot. I got to show this robot getting hit up really good. Like, she's got to put at least a good, 7 to 8 energy bolts into this thing. So, you know what I mean? Let's do that. But what would look like it's painful for a robot? Let's have him looking to the side a little bit. Maybe. barely hear me. Greg, when did you say that? Greg is watching on YouTube. He can barely hear me. Microphone check on YouTube. Somebody go on YouTube other than Greg. That is a problem if you can't hear me though. Microphone check 1 2. What is this? I want to see them do some press, you know. I don't know what else they're working on right. Well, he is working on, I guess, Spider-Man, Brand New Day. But I don't know when they did the show. I guess in retrospect to now. But I wonder if they're getting some press, you know, saying, hey man, good job. When some new seasons coming out, you know, let's keep the party going. That and or, you know, where else are we going to see Wonder Man? Stop playing. Stuff like that. Because they be playing, man. They be playing with people's emotions. Knowing good and well, they could have kept going with some good stuff. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm just happy to have watched a good show. It's better when you speak louder. Regular talking, we can barely hear you. That's a bald-faced lie and the truth isn't in it. But also, you could be right. Let's check our microphone. Let's find it. Desktop mic audio? No, that's not that one. Where's my beacon mic? Beacon. Hello? Beacon mic is, let's see, we're all the way at the top. Beacon mic. Okay, it's all the way up. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up, so I don't see that being a problem. I mean, I can scoot up. Could be the music. Let's lower the music just a bit. And that actually isn't where I lower the music. That's actually here. We'll lower the music here because that's where it's recording it. So hopefully that's better in terms of hearing my audio. That's probably what it is. Thank you very much. The music is drowning me on YouTube. Thank you. See, you say it right, I can fix it. I can't fix it if I don't know what you're talking about. Greg. No, I'm joking. All right, cool. We're going to keep the party going. I kind of want to cheat and use some of this reference so I don't have to go back and forth like that. I'm not going to color. You almost got me. I'm not going to color. But I could use this reference. So let's look at that reference. Let's go up to our reference folder. We're going to turn these off for now. We're going to put that there and then turn him over here. Flip him around so I don't have to go back and forth in my mind. In my mind. Merry Christmas. Sing it now. To all of you. Like that. I still don't understand why Christmas has like 7,000 songs dedicated to it, but we ain't got no Thanksgiving songs. We ain't got no Halloweens. Well, we got some Halloween songs. But now, you know, where's all the other songs for the other holidays? I just feel like it's capitalized strictly for Christmas. You know? Boys II Men made a Mama's Day song, and that did pretty well. But Tupac did a Mama's Day, I guess you can call it that. Dear Mama, when I was young, me and my mama had beef. 17 years old, kicked out on the streets. Thank you for the sound check, mic check, and all the other checks. I appreciate that. Appreciate you. I'm doing that wrong. Let's fix this. Let's get that right. Like this, and this, like there. And I think this goes in the middle. Let me double check. There is like a little light thing that goes right there. See, I be remembering sometimes. I can't listen to Mama by Moist Men anymore. It makes you cry. I think that's the concept though. Cause I mean, even with Tupac's song, you know what I'm saying? And Dear Mama, he's saying Dear Mama, right? And that could be she, you know, he don't speak to her no more, or Dear Mama, like, you know what I'm saying, she passed on. But you know what I'm saying, you can send that on up to him. You can send that on up to him. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with a good cry. It's okay to cry with your, you know, overlooked ones. Hey man, thanks for the audio check. Check it out. We gotta get some, I want a live band going while I draw. Is that wrong? Is that too much? I feel like entertainment should be a part of this. I did go to a figure drawing class once here in Atlanta, Peter Street Station actually, and they had a DJ, you know, curating the event, or I shouldn't say curate. They was just, you know, setting vibes for the whole event, right? And when I say, man, that was probably the most appropriate thing to do in my opinion, because it's like you don't think about the vibes you set while you draw, not consciously all the time, but sure enough, man, I was like tapping my foot, you know, bobbing my head through the whole freaking event. It was appropriate music, you know, and by appropriate music I mean like it wasn't anything that got you out of the mode to draw. It was everything that you know, was a fan of. So it is some Atlanta stuff, but guess what? It was appropriate. It made me want to draw, you know, to the beat, or, you know, it was the right vibes. Let's just call it that. It was the right kind of vibes. And I was very appreciative. I was like, dang. Because I can assume that can go really wrong if you get the wrong kind of DJ, right? You know, you trying to draw and it's like, you know, play some Uncle Luke or something like that. That may not go as well. Depending on what you're drawing, I suppose. Never mind. It could be depending on what you're drawing. I can't really judge. It is what it is. It is what it is. No judgments. No judgments. All right, hold on. This is a little bit too big. And it's in the wrong direction. All right. How do I know that's in the wrong direction? Because it doesn't feel like his arm's going in the right direction. I kind of want his arm to go up. I know that frustrates some people. Be like, how did you know that was not? You kind of know in your head, you know, what's happening. Right, if you like start playing some death metal or, you know, maybe some polka music. I'm not against polka music, but that may not be the right vibe for the setting of the room. And you know, it was a DJ. She was just continuously hitting on stuff that just made you happy. And it wasn't just me; it was the whole room. The whole room was full of people that was just like, "Oh, that's the jam." You know, some things were instrumental, some things were actual classics. You know, hip hop, R&B, soul, and I was just like, I never thought about, you know, what kind of musical vibes I was looking forward to while I was drawing. So now, I guess when I go live, I usually try to play something that's a little bit up tempo, but I can draw to pretty much anything. But I hate lyrics while I'm drawing, especially while I'm trying to talk or I'm trying to actually explain something. It's kind of hard to hear a song that has a lot of lyrics or somebody that's, you know, singing and trying to, you know, I don't know. That just distracts me, I guess. I don't hate it. I'm just saying while I'm drawing or talking. So, unless it's a classic, and then I'm not going to be upset. If it's Marvin Gaye, I'm going to be all right with those lyrics. You know, if it's a good song and I know the song, I'm not mad at that. But yeah, it's sometimes it can get me out of my mode if I'm like, shush now, I'm trying to get this line right. You up here talking about whatever. But y'all know that about me. Y'all know that about me. So, if I can get this in tonight, right? goal is to get all of this done. I kind of want to get to Abel right here, but I'm gonna have to rough him out too. Hold on, I'm gonna pause real quick. Okay, my bad. I am back. Let's see. If I can get this, that. YouTube tried to put a copyright strike on this free music, and they then retracted it because I guess somebody was like, nuh-uh, that works at YouTube, and it was like, never mind, we're good. So I didn't have to actually dispute anything, but I almost did. I was like, I know y'all tripping. I paid for a subscription to this music site called Artlist, and yeah, that's kind of the point, is it gives you all of this copyright or usable music that you won't get a copyright strike on. So yeah, I was like, hold up, Mr. Man, hold up now, postman, that's not appropriate. And before I could actually dispute it, they just kind of dropped the actual dispute. Like, right on, very well. Is anybody else still getting snow right now? Is the winter storm still raging elsewhere? How's New York doing nowadays? Anybody all right in New York? Got any New York people in the house? Or Mississippi? I know Mississippi got hit. What is it? Mississippi? No, not Mississippi. Tennessee. What about Texas? Anybody in Texas? Still getting snow? I feel like somebody was getting hit still. All I know is this is not normal weather. My lawn doesn't really know what to do about itself. It's like little patches of green are trying to pop up, and they don't. It's like, is it now? No, not yet. Okay, cool. And then just, I think they die instantly, and then just go back into hibernation, something like that. Now, if you guys, let me see. Now, this is the homie that got cut in half a few seconds ago by Abel. This is the same robot that got cut in half, right? So what I'm gonna do is just kind of block out his rib, his lower quarters, but then I'm just kind of, cut. No pun intended. I'm gonna cut some of the details. Cut some of the details there. All right, just so I don't have to wade through all of these details. I just want to get the concept that he is floating in the sky, half-bodied, if you will. All right. Like that. And then we're gonna flesh out the rest of this piece right here. It's supposed to be almost 70 degrees. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, if they're not gonna study the fact that this is like the temperature is yo-yoing like this. Like, yesterday was freaking gorgeous, man. Like, yesterday was walking weather in Atlanta, y'all. It was like 2 days ago before that, it was 18 degrees. And I'm not, listen, I don't have to be a meteorologist to understand that that's not how it's supposed to go. There's no cadence for that. There's no, we're gonna be, 18 and then 60. That's probably a good sign that something's being manipulated in the wrong way. And it's in the wrong way because everything's being manipulated in the wrong way right now. School, education, food prices, housing prices, the government, you name it. Everything's out of whack. So their calling card is all over it. Well, what if they complain, sir? Doesn't matter. What are they gonna do? Audit us? And then they start laughing maniacally, probably evilly. Evilly? Is that a word? Evilly. Evilishly? Let's go with that. Let's take two. Yeah, man. Their calling card is all over it. They don't care about consistency or whether or not nature is supposed to be able to do this. That's what I'm seeing. So, yeah, I believe that. I believe that. I don't like that. Let's go with, I need it to be a little bit more flailish, okay? Let's flail. Let's get him flailing a little bit, like he's being shot midair, right? But I need his body part to be flailing, like as though he's caught midair and she just start unloading on his body. That's what I need right there. See, boom. See, like it's in mid fall, right? Wow. Now, what I added to this shot, and I guess I should explain myself a little bit. So what I added up here, just to make sense of this, let me turn this off. What I added to the shot, okay? Take it through it. I didn't have this nice little burst of explosive power back here on the back of the hammer. It was just smoke. So now that there's this wonderful energy, exploding from the back of the hammer, that makes sense, right? Got that in there. Boom. I didn't do anything this one. Abel swipes through the robot. Lo and behold, what you probably don't realize, now I've added this little, secret, tail / tendril laser thing that pops out automatically as Abel slices through the robot, right? Boom. So Abel does not realize that it's going down. He doesn't see that, hey man, I cut this thing in half. He thinks he's, basically got rid of the threat. Okay? Abel doesn't see this little tendril come out. Genesis, of course, I'm gonna add this in post. She gets this nice little heads up of an energy signature that's being, targeting Abel. But because Abel does not have his goggles, he does not get the same heads up. Genesis's glasses are attached to the same technology that they have in their suit, which is it's kind of like a brain to computer interface. So it's gonna pick up an energy signal, and I'm gonna show it like in her glasses, kind of like a little heads up display. And she's gonna be yelling at Abel, saying, Abel, energy signature behind, the robot, get down. Right? She's gonna be like, watch out. Because he's not wearing his goggles, right? So she's gonna be, ahead of the game, and she's gonna be like, duck, duck. And he's gonna duck. And she's gonna light up this robot. Doop, 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 doop. Sound effects and everything. Doop, 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 doop. Right? And we're gonna see the little thing, get shot up. Abel, of course, is gonna be down here. I don't know if y'all can see that. He's gonna be down here, and he's gonna say, behind you, or, good looking out, you got one, behind you. He's gonna use his sword to shoot said robot in the chest. Block half. We're gonna come up with sound effects, it's okay. But that's what's happening. So that's the update to what is going on, because I had to make sense of why is Genesis, ahead of the game. Why does she know to tell Abel to duck? Right? And then she pulls out, because she was about to handle, let me show you. She was about to handle the robot that's in front of her right here. So this robot is literally coming up to actually deal with Genesis. So she had her own robot to deal with. Slip actually ends up knocking this cat in the head. Abel deals with the other one that's in front of him. Genesis was about to deal with her robot, turns around and shoots old boy. Yeah. The sound effects are very important. Okay, just know that that's very important. So yeah, these are the things. So all of that was added, not in the script, but I had to make it make sense. Sometimes when you're drawing these things, and it's just, fight scene is the actual, I guess the direction. The kids are fighting the robots. That's all the direction you get. So then you have to actually make it make sense. Sometimes if the action ends up, giving you an opportunity to tell some story, It's a good thing in my opinion, but you have to sometimes make it make sense. Like I said, I still got to go back and draw the weapons as it pertains to them just pulling out, like, where did Genesis get her weapons? Stuff like that. We'll make it make sense. We'll make it make sense. When we do the animation, it'll all make sense. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Hold on. Wait, do I draw some ribs? Oh, okay. Sometimes I forget the details. We got it. Wait, hold on. So these go to a triangle? Okay, I see it right here. Okay, I got that. So, yeah, but it's fun. To actually make it make sense. So I don't mind that. It is what it is. But yeah, man, this is exciting to kind of play with this. This is why I said this is the fun part to me, is just trying to solve these creative problems. How to show this action, in stills is frustrating to some degree, but it's also kind of liberating because you're in charge of making it make sense, whether, someone could read or not. Like a kid, you gotta think of, I'm not talking about an adult, but I'm saying, like, if a young person picks this up, can they follow what's going on? We don't have any blood being spilled here, so they should be able to read it without too much problems. But also, you feel me? Does it make sense frame to frame? And if it doesn't, then I'm not doing my job. Now, not everybody, you can't help everybody. Some people are like, I don't know which way to go and what that means. And I can't help those people, okay? Some people just, just don't read comics. We had somebody comment a few years ago. He's like, man, I like what y'all doing, man, but it's like a lot of words, man. It's a lot. Maybe I should use less words, man. It's a lot of reading. And I think me and Greg looked at each other and was like, no, that's kind of the point. You got to read. It's kind of the point. Yeah, we're not going to reduce any of the words, but, definitely don't buy a book if you're not really looking forward to reading. So thank you for your feedback. We're not going to do any of that, but have a good day. And he was persistent. He was like, okay, but I'm just saying though, like, what if you stopped listening at, I don't like to do a lot of reading. We stopped listening at that point. And it's okay. It's okay to not listen to all feedback. It's all right. Some people have, issues with that. That's okay. But we're not designing it for people that don't want to read, so it's all right. It's all right. Equally speaking, I guess we had similar feedback like that over the years about a couple of things. But I don't know, man. It's a part of the job. You're gonna get feedback from people that want to see themselves or see, what they enjoy primarily a part of your story. And I was telling my kids, we were talking about it recently. It's like, everybody has a right to enjoy the content they want the way they want. You can't tell somebody you shouldn't enjoy it that way. You should enjoy it this way. Or, you know what, you're doing it wrong. You should enjoy it like I enjoy it. Watch this. Let me tell you how to enjoy it. Now, you can be open-minded if you're curious. But the moment someone tells you how to enjoy content as it pertains to you, that's where I guess you cross some lines, and it's, might be, you can enjoy it any way you need. So, but in those cases, we can very politely disagree and say, no, we want there to be words. We want there to be a lot of words. It's okay. All right, DJ, pump it up some more. What happened to my music? Oh, here we go. What we got? Hold on. Okay. We'll go with that. All right, we're saving. The question is, do I actually draw the arrows? That's the real question. Oh, and the fact that she's spinning around, I'm gonna have to draw some motion on this one, because she actually goes from this direction and she spins around to shoot homeboy up. So maybe I can just do some holes. Let me do some holes first, and then we'll go back in and make it make sense, I guess. Because then that would make sense. We can make it make sense later. It doesn't have to make sense right now. Because I may actually make the energy bolts that she's shooting just could be white, you know. And she's gonna be shooting this dude in the face. So yeah, I think that we'll just go back and I'll fill it with white. And that'll make that effect a little bit more, you know, potent. I mean, I could put some thing. Ooh, yeah. If she's like hitting it in the, ooh, see? Now, how do you draw? Ooh, an arrow going through glass. That's fun. All right, I know how to do broken glass. Here we go. Broken glass is a unique thing to draw, because it actually splits the content, right? But it does it in layers. So it's not like a perfect kind of, ooh. So if you shoot, let's say you shoot a mirror, right? If you shoot a mirror, it's gonna crack, right? But it's gonna crack in a circle impact from where the actual, you know, shot was fired. So you're gonna get this cool, radial kind of crack that goes around the impact, you know, which is cool. So I think that'll be dope. But I should probably show you guys, people, if you wonder why. It's similar to stone, but it's not exact. It's not exact. So, but I'm not gonna draw the bolt right now. I'm not gonna draw the bolt just yet. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix it in post when we get to a little bit of color. A little bit of color. Listen, I may do that just for the sake of showing where the bolts are, all right? We're not gonna color the whole thing. Nice try. Nice try. Okay, okay. And that way, we can get that going. But I think you should get hit at least in the neck. Don't y'all think you should? I'm thinking you should get shot in the neck. Like, wow. Ooh, the neck would be cool. She has 2 crossbows, man. Energy crossbows. So they're rapid firing. So she should hit this dude up, like, literally, like spraying up the block. You know, and it's not like he's made of tin metal, but I'm gonna have to show where he's getting hit first. Multiple shots into his chrome and dome. Right? Maybe all through his abdomen too. See what I did there? See what I did there? All right, so we're gonna make sense of that. Maybe one to the arm. She's gonna hit him to make sure he, you know, she takes care of the threat. All right, that looks good. I gotta get him in the arm a couple times. Get him in the arm a couple times. All right. Just like that, just like that. This can be cracked too. But then again, that wouldn't make sense. She's hitting him in the middle. All right, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. All right, we got how many shots? 1, 2, 3. Let me get this. Like that, like that, like that. And then everywhere she's shooting homeboy, it's gonna be like, you know, like some actual energy bolt action going on. Or, see, this is tough. This is tough. Do I want to show the bolt actually still going through? Or is it just you see the result of the shot? You feel me? So the arrows, this is a tough one. Because I want to see the arrow as she's shooting them. So maybe just light, strings of light, you know hitting. But, good questions, good questions. These are all good creative questions. But I'll figure it out, because whatever looks right, whatever looks best is what I'll go with. Part of me wants to see the damage, and I also want to see the bolt going through it. So we're going to find some happy medium with that and make it look good. Make it look good. The goal is to make it look good and look painful and look awesome at the same time. So that's what we're going to do tonight. But I think we got enough to keep going, so let's keep the party going. How about that? We're going to move from him onto Abel. who is ducking these shots safely while she does that. And let's get Homeboy's hand, of course, as he is not in pain, but he's not comfortable, you know? He's a robot. It's like the Terminator. Let that ride, let that ride. I gotta probably do some fan art for Wonder Man too, because I wasn't sure if I was gonna like him, and I'm always now I've learned the hard way. You gotta let the whole show finish before you do, you know, extensive art. And I wanted to make sure I'm a fan of the actual, you know, character. And I didn't like him at first as I'm watching the show, you know. But that was the design. He's not a fully rendered character midway through the show. So, you know, I was patient. I was like, okay, well, I don't like that about him. You want to tell him to shut up half the show, but that was the goal of the show. So, anyone that hasn't seen Wonder Man, I'm sorry, no spoilers. I'm not spoiling anything, am I? Is that spoiler? Maybe, but you know what? Probably most of this is in the trailer, so I'm gonna go with that. If you ain't seen the trailer, that's your fault. It's not your fault, but you should have seen the trailer by now. Good show. All right. Like that. Let's spin this a little bit. So y'all like my live band idea? I think we should get a live band to be playing. See, I never asked that question all the way through though. If I went to a public place, y'all, I feel like I asked this question, but I didn't really drive the public. Maybe I'll do a poll. I'm gonna do a poll. If I went to a public location, right, and I mapped, and I actually said, come join me as I actually do this process, or maybe, you know, if y'all want to learn some figure drawing or some actual digital art steps, come join me live at, and I put a location on the map, right? The question is, would y'all come? Or would I have to stream it live for most of the people? Because not everybody's in Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? So the question would be, what would it take to get my people in Atlanta to come out and make everybody else jealous? That's my question, you know? How much money would y'all be willing to pay to come on out and enjoy some good old-fashioned art live? I'm not a performing artist, but I can draw live. Technically, that means I'm a performing artist, but I don't call it that. You see what I'm saying? I found a restaurant that's right up the street from where I live. They actually have a really great manager there, and she was all the way down with what I was talking about. She was like, yeah, sure. Just, if you want to, you know, throw an event here, just fill out this thing on the website and we'll get back to you. I'm like, cool beans. And I don't really do sip and draws yet, but maybe like something like that, you know, straight up sip and draw. I don't really paint as much, but maybe that could be a thing. That can get me to paint. If y'all pay me to paint, I'll paint. How many people here do sip and draws? That's the question. Comment in the chat, let me know. I'm not against the sip and draw. But y'all gotta meet me halfway, man. I don't do these things yet, but I'm not against doing stuff in person. You dig? So if y'all want to bring me out of the house, we can do it. We can do it. But I'm gonna need y'all involvement. Y'all gotta say words. You gotta actually come through. Don't have me out there looking crazy, and I'm like, oh, they said they was coming. I don't know where they at. Don't do that. Come on. I will leave the house. I'm okay with that. But y'all gotta like really, really like show up. Don't have me looking stupid. I don't think you have to be worried as a requirement. If I'm doing a sip and draw, nobody's technically sip and paint, sip and draw. I don't do them either, but the goal is you don't have to draw to attend a sip and paint, right? Or a sip and draw. is what I've been told. It's not about your skill as much as it is you attempting to interact and do the thing, right? So you don't have to be like an artist if you just want to come and enjoy a quick event. In which case, you do draw a little bit, but it's not like to judge you. Like, everybody look at this one. She's terrible. No one's gonna laugh at you. Greg might, but the point is, that's not the goal of my sip and paint. I would actually say if you want to learn how to do some digital art, right? Then I would be out there teaching people who come to said workshop, right, how to do some digital art. And then y'all would leave with, get this, information. You know what? What if you gotta pay though? Would you pay to sip? And while I draw, is that what you're saying? You would just kind of pay to be in attendance of me drawing? I'm cool with that. I'm okay with that. It would still be an event. People would still be there. So I'm not against that. But I need to know if that would work, because I'll do it. It's just I've never done that before. I gotta do a poll. If I do a poll and I can get at least a good 10, 15 people, that'll be like a good first trial run to see what people say about it. If they'll actually show up. Then I'll do it. All right, that looks like a robot getting shut up. That's what I think. All right, I like that. Now his legs are down here, so I'm gonna draw the rest of his legs. I'm gonna draw it in black for the most part. Right. Yeah. His legs are actually splitting apart, so that's cool. It says, "Hey Marcus, I was wondering if I have a little tutorial doing layer for your line work in color. Not exactly from Atlanta, but I am from Maryland." I don't have a specific tutorial for that, and that's been something that people have been bugging me for a long time to see if I was going to do something like that. And I am going to do something like that, but it would be in context of like either a actual. Let me sketch this. That's kind of the point, which is for the people that aren't in Atlanta, I would have to come up with a solution to say, if you can't join me in person, but you want to, do a workshop for me. If you want me to put on a workshop, I want to be able to actually do that for all of my non-ATLians, but I haven't done that either. So it'll be like an online option, or I have been concepting and procrastinating of doing actual online workshops and tutorials and stuff like that for a long time. I'm talking about 10 plus years. People have been asking me that. Parents have been asking me for that. Marcus, do you have any, tutorials or classes online? I'm like, nope, I don't. But that is the plan. I do want to provide that as, because I'm sure it could be very valuable, especially for the parents, like I said, that are looking to help kind of cater their, or cultivate, I should say, their child's, growth in art, but they don't have a tutor. They don't have somebody that can actually teach them on a daily basis, or they don't have art class in their school. They've been doing that for years, taking out, so it used to be STEAM, science, technology, art, and math, right? But they've been systematically just over time deleting the art part of that equation. And it's sad. So the parents are like, man, well, what am I gonna do now? My kid loves to draw, my kid loves art, they love comics, they love anime. But now? No. Well, after we put all this together. See, but I think that takes a specific thing. Like, you have to really kind of hone in on that. If you're doing it to I'm trying to get this pose right. Luckily, y'all can't see me. Or maybe you can. I don't think y'all can see me. Can y'all see me? Okay, good. I turned off my camera. Well, hold on now. Where's my logo? Hold on. Oh, hold on. Let me turn my logo on. Where's my logo? There's my logo. I can turn my logo, but I didn't want to turn my video capture on. Is that a weird place to put that though? Maybe. Let's see. Let me see it on YouTube real quick. No. In order to do it now, hello, Miss Margot. Welcome and good evening from Chicago. Are y'all still getting snow in Chicago? And up there? Are y'all still getting snow? I'm trying to figure out who's still getting hit by. We got some snow flurries, and I'm sure it has nothing. It doesn't hold a candle to what total, terribleness y'all getting up there. But somebody let me know. I'm curious if y'all getting hit. All right, now this is the thing. Okay, wait. Let me do this pose. So Abel has just swung his sword. Genesis tells him to duck, and I want him to be like that. Ooh, that's gonna be hard to draw. Okay, wait. Okay, I got it. So his hand is here. Got one hand here. He's holding the sword like this. Alright. And his pose is this. It's indicative of him doing this, but the other arm is wrapped around. What did I do? Like this. Okay, going down, straight down. Wow. In order for me to show you my layers right now, I'm sorry that I'm all over the place. I would have to actually point the camera over to my layers way over here. You see what I'm saying? And that's not really, that's not the program right now. We are just recording my process of page art. So in order to actually do like a tutorial, I would have to make it about my layers. Appreciate you, brother. Masterful work, he says in the comments. Thank you on Instagram. Appreciate you. I am no master, but I'm working at it. One day. After about another 20 years, I think I'll be master level. I got a long way to go. Okay, so then his sword would be here. Hold on. So I gotta draw he's pulling the trigger. So his finger right here, right, has to go up. This is a gun sword. All my Final Fantasy fans out there know what I'm talking about. This is a gun sword, because I'm a fan of gun swords. It just means the sword has a trigger, and you can pull it, and something will happen. Usually destructive stuff. So his trigger finger's here. That means the sword has to be here. That means all of this heavy stuff right here. Let me see. Let me box it out. Box it out. Wait. More importantly, let me make sure he's aiming at the right thing. Like this. He has a really thick blade, so this is going to be the middle of it. I got it. See, it's important to aim it. You got to aim it. Praying for your success. I appreciate you, man. I don't mean doing a tutorial right now. I mean in the future. All right. Well, thank you for the clarifying. I do mean to do that. Just to answer your question plainly. Yes, that is the goal. I am going to put something like that together. In the capacity, I can be clear. I'm going to create an app that is exclusive to my business, which is my brand, I should say. Marcus the Visual as a brand and stuff like that. So as I create that, that's going to be a house, so to speak, for all of the content that I would normally be, publishing elsewhere, but I want to publish it on my own platform so that the YouTubes and the social medias of the world can't just say, oh, you know what, never mind. We're not paying you for views on these things anymore. We're going to pay it on this. So it's best that I put it on my own platform. I could use Patreon, I could use YouTube, I can use all these other platforms. But if I've learned anything from watching a lot of content creators, it's, find a place to put it on your own. make your own platform and then charge for access to that. And that way you can still give your followers what they want, but you're not subject to all of the weird changes that's going to be happening with all these other pages and stuff like that. Okay, that looks like he's aiming the shot past her hit, right? And it's going to hit old boy like right here. Wow. Pow! Like that. So yeah, definitely keep a lookout. That's happening this year. I've been saying it for a while, but I've been kind of making sure that my options are not going to be limited once I start down that road. Because once you create a website, an app, or anything, it's kind of a never-ending process. You don't ever finish, really. I'll start with, of course, like a store functionality so I can sell my stuff. But I do plan to have tutorials and workshops and all of the things that I need to actually, fill out my brand. Everything I've been doing for years now. So that's the plan. So definitely keep an ear out. I will post as soon as that stuff goes live. I've been saying that for a long time, but I'm gonna do that this year. Everything is gonna be pretty cool. As I planned it out. But it's gonna be, progression. I gotta make sure I do it with care and quality. So just be looking out for it. I will post about it. Alright, cool. So Abel is ducked down. And I want him to be really out of the way. So his belt is up here. So I still will sketch. If y'all understand, this is I will still sketch out some stuff to make sure it makes sense. And like I said, if I need to reference a better pose or something that makes it make more sense, I will do that. This is a great example of, I knew what was happening on this page, but I wanted to make more sense as to what's going on in the actual, page context. Genesis does what she does. Abel, of course, ducks. And we get some really cool combination stuff going on. And that's fun. And this is, to me, this is actually the part where once you get the team on it of creating a comic, drawing is fun to me, but I love telling stories and making sense of, problem solving. Like, how does this action scene really play out? I need to figure out a way to show this in a way that makes sense. So that's what makes comics fun to me. I'm not necessarily like ecstatic. That's just it's gonna take another few weeks to complete in total. The drawing and completing of a comic is its own kind of thing. Some people love it. There's comic artists that love doing comics. And I keep telling people, man, I'm a character designer that knows how to do comics. And that doesn't mean that I'm a passionate comic artist. That just means I know how to do them. But if I have the team to make this part that I love doing, primarily the thing that I focus on the most, then I'm having a good time, But if I do this and I'm like, now I gotta color. That is just one more aspect of where I'm like, I don't enjoy that as much as I enjoy, coming up with these solutions. So it doesn't always feel as fun in a vacuum when you're doing all these steps. So, but I do love when people get a hold of it. I don't like that foot. Let's see what I got for his foot. Maybe you don't see his foot as all. I like that. Maybe you don't see his foot. Maybe you see that. So he ducks, fires the laser over at home, shoots the guy. Guy gets shot, and that's a scene. Good job. Let's go with that. Let me lower the transparency of this just a little bit. Let me turn off this one so y'all can see that cleaner. Y'all see that? Good. All right, we got a couple of things to draw here, but I think that works. Can y'all see that? Yeah. Abel slices. Genesis says duck. Abel ducks. She shoots up the robot and he shoots the robot. Does it make sense? I feel like it makes sense. Let's just go ahead and do it. Call it what it is. We're gonna save that just in case. All right, now I don't know what time y'all going to bed. I'm gonna finish these tonight because I have to. And then I got some other art to get on to, so I can't just have fun drawing what I liked to do. Tuskegee Heirs is a labor of love, and it has to get done because we've been, procrastinating for the last 2-3 years on getting to this book. So now that I have the opportunity, I gotta go ahead and do it. Ain't no excuses. And I really do want the fans to get it, man. It feels pretty good to know that the people that have been following the book for 10 years, ever since we started, are actually excited about it still. Every time they see us, and I'm like, thank you. I really appreciate you not, throwing a tomato at my table. I appreciate that. Thank you. So it is very rewarding, and cannot wait to get this stuff out. Now, the trick is, I suppose if you're the spoiler type, I don't really know what to tell you. I guess don't watch these videos. But either way, you still know that it's getting produced, even if you watch a little bit. If you don't want to know what happens at all, I guess you couldn't watch these videos. Right? Spoiler types. I'm not the spoiler type myself. Especially since you guys aren't getting word balloons, right? You're not getting like exact context. You're getting implied. Like, you know what's gonna happen. Abel's gonna duck this shot. You know what I mean? But it's still not like, you're getting the whole context. We're not showing you the script yet. Right? Do y'all want to see the script? I don't know if y'all care about seeing the script. I don't think y'all need to see the script. You just gotta see this part. I think this is the part that is the most entertaining. Now that's another thing. If y'all want to see us write the script, or coming up with the story verbatim, y'all let us know. I don't know if that's. Maybe it's entertaining if we yell at each other. We're like, no, stupid. You need to be like this. But we don't usually yell at that process. It's pretty simple. I can say that it is kind of important that you guys would see the process of what I'm coming from script-wise, and then how it gets to the page. Like if you see the words on the page and say, damn, okay, cool. So I don't know. You guys would have to tell us. If you guys are interested in that, let us know. We'll consider it. I don't think that's hard to do. Nothing we can't do. But we've never done that. So if you guys are entertained by that, we can do that too. Like, I'm trying to not make it look like Ice Cube on purpose, since you guys keep, typecasting him as an angry black man. Ice Cube, he is angry, or upset. Not angry. Is he angry? No, he's focused. He has game face. That's what it is. Just because somebody looks mad doesn't mean they're upset. You wouldn't look at a boxer and say they look upset because, he got jabbed in the face. They may be. The kids are technically fighting for their life in this case. So, I don't know if that constitutes as angry. All right, let's get, where's the snow? Let me get some snow right here. Use no brush. I don't think it's gonna give me what I need in that little space. Told you it was just the eyebrows. Oh, okay, cool. So I think that still is a little bit of a, you know, what do you call that? Should I say all black people have angry eyebrows? Or just these eyebrows are angry? Like ice cubes. Is that what you're saying? That's fine. That's fine, I suppose. What you mean you can't draw? Come on, man. I told you can't go around telling people and yourself. You can't lie to yourself. You can draw. Everybody can draw. Doesn't mean you have to draw well. It's just, you know, it's a skill that you cultivate over time. You know what I mean? That's a start, but why do you think you can draw sunflowers? Answer that question. I would say that you can draw sunflowers because you've studied sunflowers, probably extensively, and trying to draw something over and over and over makes you an artist a little bit. I'm saying. And you can draw. I don't want to hear that. You can draw just fine. May not be as good or skilled as you like, but you can draw. Guarantee that. Alright, that's good. Stop it. Alright, I'm gonna draw through the sword, even though I know the sword is not gonna, sword is gonna be there, but I'm gonna draw through it so y'all can see the anatomy come together. You know that his is here. Alright. See? I'm not going to go too hard because that's going to be covered up by the sword. So I'll leave that right there. Now, this is a trick. This is a trick right here. Drawing all of these details right here is going to be annoying. I wish I could find the self-portrait I did for the art class I took a while back. Yes, find it. Because people, inquisitive minds like mine would like to see it. See? Did I do that? That was a reason for you to I'm gonna have to reference this sword. It's okay. Right now I'm just kind of guessing to the details. I like to look at the sword and kind of make sense of the actual thing. It's a big base because the sword has a lot of technology going on in it, so we're just referencing base and shape. We'll fix it. I'm not gonna fix it right now. Just focus on his position. There is a trigger. Like see if I can get it like that. He's pulling such. Alright. See, I'm not doing it consciously. You guys wouldn't know because you can't see me tapping my foot or grooving. But to that music, I was grooving to that music and I was drawn to that tempo. But you didn't know that. I did. So if I get something groovy, I can draw to that same kind of groove. See that? That's groovy. I can draw to that. Got it. We'll put a little shadow here. Alright, that makes sense. Alright, let's get the shoulder here. Alright, what time is it, y'all? What time should we end this? It's about 11:20. I know some people are night owls. I qualify for that. But I don't want to keep y'all up. Usually go live right now for 2 hours. But I just wanted to show you guys that I'm not slacking on my pimping. We gonna draw no matter what. This is gonna be done. So even if we go live for an hour, which I think we have done, I'm gonna make sure that we stick to our journey. Because we got people out there that will call me a failure to go live every night. And I just want to make sure that I'm not going to give them that satisfaction. Got to do my job. I'm going to make this become a reality. And when, I don't know how many videos later, but X amount of videos in the future, this all comes to a head, man. It's going to be like, 72 videos later, look at this. We're done. Like when we get to page 15, right? We should feel something collectively. I think we should be able to feel. Right. Yeah, I don't want to be a slacker. Okay, like Marty McFly. We're a slacker. All right, good. Feels good to me. So we're gonna keep that. We're gonna put this leg over here. That's gonna be black over there. See how we use the actual sketch? I would call it a sketch, rough sketch underneath, right? In comics, that would be your clean pencil layer, except I'm not doing clean pencils. This is a rough sketch, and I can just go straight into inking because I'm using this technique. It just cuts out the need for clean pencils because I know what I'm drawing. Excuse me. I'm the penciler and the inker in that context, so it's all good. But I want you guys to at least get some value every day, a little bit, even if it's not a lot. Long, I should say. I'm already going to talk about Greg. No, listen, he had a schedule. This was my fault because he was available if we would have gone live at 7. But I had to go to dinner with my kids. And my kids, get priority. They don't always get off days and stuff. I didn't want to be a deadbeat dad and late. So I had to choose. I got to be a dad tonight and go eat with my kids. I love them kids, man. I love them kids. So that's what I chose. Hopefully I'm not a deadbeat, and hopefully you guys forgive me. Do you forgive me is the question. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm having at least did solve some visual problems, so I'm happy about that. This page is going to come out. I am looking forward to the next few pages, and I think that's the cool thing. Once I get into my swing, like the actual machine, process of this, where I'm just like, okay, page 15, 16, 17, 18, and it just kind of flows. I do that after a few days of drawing consistently. It is literally just as soon as I catch my wind and my flow of things, so to speak, it's really super easy to just kind of map it out, and it just all comes together day by day. But I've just never recorded it, so this is brand new content even for me, in the sense that I've drawn 4 books for Tuskegee Heirs, 30 pages, most of them each, but it's never been recorded and I've never done it live. So I feel like this is some new territory in the sense that it's really, really good accountability, and it's fun. I get to talk, y'all get to see the process, we get to, act the fool for a little bit, and then I keep the party going. So I think the cool thing about this book is it's gonna usher in some new marketing and some new stuff I think you guys will enjoy. Been cultivating some stuff. long time coming. Yeah. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. And thank you for consistently showing up. Some might say you are what they call a true fan. You know, could be plotting. I don't know. I don't think you are, but could be. But so far, so good. So good. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate you. Good looking out. But you never know if something works. And even if we never get above 20 people watching us do this, it is still gonna be content, and it's still gonna be something worth I don't know, man, just kind of collecting as an experience for us. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna stop that right there because I'm not gonna draw the whole belt. I don't need to. And then the end of the sword. All right, it's coming through here, coming through here. It'll be like this, and then like this. That's gonna be the other side of the sword. See? I'm not gonna see it all the way, which is fine. I'm using a lot more dark shadows in this book than I pretty much ever have. So that's cool with me. We're gonna show circuitry, I guess, since this is the legs over here, and the other half of his legs are over here. Wow. And then I'll have to draw pieces as it pertains to him slicing off this dude's legs. Right. Speaking of creativity and artwork of people that should be doing stuff with their art, some people out there should be publishing a children's book soon. You feel me? So there's that. Oh no, I think they know who they are. But yeah, man, this is a part of the actual joy of it to me. Is get something out and publish it in a way that is unique. So this is really, really cool. First time content for me. I'm gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work. And if you guys enjoy it, that's the goal. Alright, but I gotta show. Hold on. This is the rest of the robot's legs back here. Just like that, just like that. Wait. Anytime you're filling in a whole bunch of black, you gotta be mindful of where two fills may cancel out one. Like that. Alright, good. Oops, hold on. Got that. Alright, yeah, it's about to be 11:30, y'all. So here's what I'm gonna do. In the spirit of not holding y'all from going to bed. I like that. I'm gonna put a shadow under Abel as well. I think I'm gonna put a shadow under it. And then I'm gonna start working on these crossbows. God, I feel like I should do the crossbows off record, just so I can keep the party going. Cause look. I can finish this whole other panel before I finish these crossbows. I'm not joking. I get to draw that old man again. But like I said, I feel like we've done our job. We went live. What up, brother? Thank you, man. You're looking out. Long time, brother. Where your art, man? I gotta come see your art. The homie in the chat. What's up with you? Alright. But yeah, I don't think I should keep y'all up, man, till like midnight. I'm gonna be up, but that don't mean y'all gotta be up. You feel me? I feel like that's disrespectful. So here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to keep working. I do believe that I should let y'all go. It is exactly an hour and a half. We went live at 10. So, we can't say I didn't draw. I did. I'm gonna keep drawing though. In the sense that I will finish this panel down here. Let me show you. So this whole panel down here, I get to draw the old gentleman that Omar was talking to on a page. Where's that? Can I open that page? This page 1. Remember the old fellow I was talking to? So Omar is gonna get a call on his little comms watch, right? And then he's gonna look back. The kids are gonna be like, "Yo, bro, it's going down. Come help. We need your help. Help me, please." And so then he's gonna come out, and I can show you what's going down. All right, he gets the call right here. This is page 3. Page 4, Omar runs into action, and he's like, "Hold on, I'm coming." And then on the comms. Now, granted, this is a good example of writing that is stemming from the actual new art. So on his comms watch, I'm thinking Slip is gonna say something slick, like, "You know what? Nah, we got it. Don't even worry about it. I can probably take care of these guys myself." Something of that nature. He says something slick. He's laughing. Like, we got this in the bag, bro. We don't even need you. And then, unfortunately, Genesis, even though Abel shot that robot here in this shot, even though Abel is going to shoot this robot right behind Genesis, that's not going to do the trick. So the robot is still functional. He's going to snatch Genesis by the collar, right? And of course, he's going to raise his hand like he about to bust her in the head. Clearly, that's not going to happen. We get this nice little, thin panel right here that says slice. And 2 blades are going to be swiping through the air. And bam, Omar, shows up to the rescue. You're going to see half of this robot's head, and you're going to see the arm that was raised up to hit Genesis flying on the ground. He just cut him in half. He has these 2 things they're called, they're not size, but they start with a K. I gotta look it up. Anyway, page 5, the kids are like, it's about time we get to use these weapons. You was a little late. Thanks for, showing up as late as you did. And then, of course, our baddie right here, he's the guy that's controlling all these robots. He's gonna, be like clapping it up right here. Like clap, clap, entertaining. However, that was just the warm-up. Hits a little button on his little wristwatch or whatever, and then all of the robots that they just downed, right, start coming back to life. They are in fact not taken care of, right? One grabs Slip's leg, and Slip is like, "What the?" All right, Genesis gets grabbed by, look, one of his hands is cut off and his head is cut off, right, midway, but he's still functioning. So she's like, "Oh my gosh, looks like he's got a, mouth full of gold teeth." And then, Omar gets wrapped up by some sort of, tendril coming out of the hand of one of these robots on the ground. Our bad guy right here, says some slick dialogue. We're gonna put that in there. And of course, Abel gets attacked by the one that he cut in half. And he gets wrapped up by the dude, don't even have no legs, but he still gets, So that is the next comings. That's what we're gonna start on. So as I finish this page, that's what you guys can look forward to. We're gonna get into some more action. It's at least a good hero shot. And it's still not over because, page 6 and 7 has still got some action. So we got some good action going throughout the page. Okay. But I wanted you guys to at least see that. We did an hour and a half. We got some stuff drawn. We got some stuff mapped out. I fleshed out these crossbows, which can become one crossbow. We figured out this cool little fork action that looks dope. I enjoyed that. She's gonna fire. She's gonna light him up all through his body. You're gonna see Abel, shooting his sword for the first time ever. And then we'll get the other parts of this down here. And you guys can join me for that tomorrow. Okay? So it's quick hour and a half, not 2 hours tonight. Just for the sake of respect. I don't want y'all, being sleepy-eyed when y'all go to work. All right? So, thank you for joining. We're going to shut it off here in retrospect. I think we got some good stuff for me to work on for the rest of the night and in the morning. I will complete this panel and this panel so we can actually start fresh. I'll record it, don't worry. And then I'll present that to you guys. We'll post it later on. I'll do like a reel. Abel looks like he is like, oh, you thought you was slick. Get away from my homie. Do. Kapow! And this robot's probably not going to scream or anything because he's a robot. He doesn't have paint. Yeah. And I may have to do some speed lines to show that Abel, of course, ducked quick, fast, in a hurry, So we'll make that work. We'll show, because she tells him to duck, and he pretty much does it in the next panel. So we'll add some speed lines to show that he's doing that quickly. I may have to add some speed lines to show that she actually swung around to load this robot up. But it's pretty quick. So Abel slices his legs off. She turns around, swings around, full automatic, shoots him up like it ain't none, right? And then Abel ducks and fires quickly. So I gotta show that speed in those motions. So that's what you guys will witness tomorrow. Next time on Dragon Ball Z. Thank you guys for joining. I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace. Deuces.